Hey, good morning. This your boy Way Too Real, Dick O'Neal, man. And okay, the national conversation is racism. And as a black man in America, I can tell you about being a black man in America and having to deal with systematic racism throughout my lifetime. I remember my very first encounter with the police. I was 10 years old. My auntie had came home from the wash house and she had some sodas in her basket. I said, "Where you get them sodas at, Paulette?" And she said, "At the laundromat, that somebody filled the soda machine up, but they didn't close it all the way." So, she told a little 10-year-old boy what some free sodas was. I went up there to get some. When I went up there to get some, I knew that the machine had really just been filled, and it was a big machine, so it had a lot of sodas in it. So what I said, I got a few I could carry, and I ran and got a couple of my homeboys, and we borrowed their parents' car. I'm 10, Brian 10, my other little homeboy was 11, and we got in the car, and we drove up to the laundromat and loaded up. As we was leaving the laundromat, we seen a police. So I said, "Oh man, look like they turned around to get us." So we pulled off right quick, and I said, "Get rid of the sodas." So we pulled up in front of somebody's house, dumped all the sodas in their house. And when we bit the corner, I guess the police had coordinated with other officers. They surrounded the car. And the first thing I heard was the white officer, because back then, I'm talking about in the 70s, it wasn't hardly no black officers in Columbus. But back then, they stuck the gun and pointed it at us, and they said, "Stick your hands out the window, nigga, or the shit gonna fly." Now, from that point on, man, I've been traumatized. I'm 53 now. I was 10 then. That's the first example. My little homeboy, Brian, God bless him, he was crying in the back. He said, "Oh, my mama gonna tell my daddy. My daddy gonna kill me." But anyways, that was my first encounter. And then growing up, I grew up my first 15 years really in South Florida, in West Palm Beach. I'm down there from where Trump from. And if you're from where I'm from, you know anything about Donald Trump. He used to pretty much own all the West Palm Beach, especially the black neighborhood, because I had a lot of relatives that paid their rent to a realty company that Trump owned. And it was tough down there for real in Florida because you really had like three different kinds of people. You had black people, and you had the Hispanic people, and then the white people. It was different kinds. It was uppity, like preppy white folks, and then it was backwood, trailer park, trash white folks, and they both was racist. But the trailer park trash was more racist because I think the trailer park trash, they angry people too because they really poor. And so they was angry that they was just as poor as black people. And then, the Klan was down. I was in the 7th grade. I was waiting on the bus to come, and a 17-year-old boy, he stole on me while I was standing at the bus stop. He broke my jaw. I had to have my jaw wired. I was in the 7th grade. And it came out that he was a junior member of the KKK. Okay. Fast forward. I moved to Atlanta in '82 when my mom got a job up there. Beautiful city. I moved to Forest Park in particular. At that particular time was mostly white. They had like two black neighborhoods. They had 2nd Street, and they had over down on Conley Road, Lexington Apartment. Other than that, it was mostly white folks. And it was like a mix. It was some successful white folks and a lot of, just poor white people. And that's where I made a majority of my lifelong closest friends who are white. My friends, Ricky Mitchell, Tony Reinhardt, David Turner, God bless the dead, Heath Cawthon, who was the best friend that I ever had. So I really saw a lot of white people differently when I became friends with some of them. But after I've grown up, I realized that some of those childhood friends, they really was racist too. But they was just really getting to know a black guy like me because they didn't know any, and they was learning and growing too. But some of them have returned back to their old racist upbringing and roots, like uh, Officer Tommy Sheets. Y'all might know him in Clayton County. He's the one that spit on the woman after he pulled her over for driving too slow on some type of grant he'd been on. And he came in blackface to my Halloween party in the 80s. He actually had a rap song that I wrote for him. My name is Tommy. I used to be white, but now I'm black, ready to rock the mic. I felt like he was jealous of me because I had a lot of white girlfriends. And he was like, man, how you get all these white girls, man? He said, man, I want to be like you. So the next party he came to, he was black like me. That was Halloween 1884, excuse me. Anyway, fast forward, get out of high school. Me and Ricky Mitchell go to bartending school together. And going out, learning a trade and getting our first opportunity bartending and whatnot. And one night, me and Ricky was at this white club on Old National Highway. That's before black folks really took over Old National. That white flight thing is real. I remember when I was in high school, Ricky's brother got his first apartment in Old Town Villa. No blacks over there except for the maintenance man. 3-4 years later, the whole apartment complex black, whole neighborhood black. So the white flight is definitely real when the blacks do move in. In and out the system my whole life. I can't really elaborate on everything because it's so much. But what stood out the most in my life after I had did all that in bartending school and got a job, I actually got a job at Red Lobster on Old National. And it was great, man. $10 an hour plus tips. You get off before midnight. It's like a bartender's dream. But during that dream, I had to go get a pouring license. So when I went to go get my pouring license, I had my little money, whatever. They came back with the background check, and they told me that they couldn't give me the pouring license because I had a cocaine possession charge a year prior that I was on probation for. Now, okay, I made a mistake when I was young. To some folks, that's not the end of the world, but when you tell a man that he can't do the job that he went to school for, was trained for, because of that, okay, what he gonna do now? Now I'm in the hood, a lot of hood activities going on, a lot of people like myself disenfranchised. So they make their own way, selling drugs or whatever. I got caught up in the drug culture, crime culture, because I became a robber. Wound up going to prison for crimes that I did commit, that I was guilty of. I did my time. And I tried to grow up. I came out, ran into the same type obstacles. No matter where I went, it was always something that was in the way. And then with my record, it's bad enough to being black, but then have like an armed robbery charge where you use a weapon. I mean, I had to do 5 years to the door because it was a mandatory sentence at that time. And it's tough, But fast forward now, 2020, man. Same old thing, man. I get in the car with my homeboy to get a ride so I can go get me and my mama something to eat that night. It was raining. Police get behind us. He panicked. He smashed the gas. Now, he kidnapped me when he stepped on that gas. I said, man, pull over. What you doing, bro? Shit me. I said, man, you can't get away from these folk. They all over the neighborhood. So he pulled up like a block and, got a little head on him. He jumped out the car. He ran. He got away. Now, I wasn't running from the police. I was just trying to get a ride. You feel me? Police pull up on me. They say, "You's a passenger in the car." I say, I'm not the one you chasing, man. I just seen y'all down there hustle my little CDs and movies in the neighborhood that they had just seen me. So they searched the car. They found like a half-pound of weed, about 96 X pills. They charged me with all that. Here I am, a victim of a crime. I was essentially kidnapped and taken on a high-speed chase for trying to go to the store. But due to just systematic racism, the police just locked me up because they could, because I'm just another black man locked up for drugs, man. You understand me? They didn't take the time to really say, well, we know them not your drugs because we just seen you in there in this video tape of me getting in the car at the barbershop at the store where I be hustling at. And you just seen me, so you know I ain't had, what you found in the truck. I didn't have it in my hand when I got in the car. I was in the car for about 45 seconds. And I tell you the truth, man. I didn't know what Buddy had in the car, man. But any good police work say, you know what, this man here was they really supposed to charge him with kidnapping me. But anyway, it's already about 12 minutes, man. It might take forever to upload this video. I could really go on, man, but yes, systematic racism is very real, and yes, I am a victim. So if you want to really know what it is to be a black man in America, you share this video with your white friends, and let me tell you. Anyway, God bless America, man. We out.